Hey y'all, I'm Lakhia,
And I'm James.
and you are listening to the Message 24 podcast, where each week we're talking about relationships, the growing pains of being a 20-something, and pretty much everything else in between.
Yeah, so join us every Wednesday for our new episodes.
Bye. See you guys then.
Bye-bye. Have a beautiful time.
You ready?
I do believe I am ready.
Okay. I feel like I look like the lady from Edward Scissorhands, the way my hair looks.
I don't know that reference to the movie, but
My hair's a mess. And it's okay because I have finals week. I'm going through finals week. I've done 2 out of 7 and yeah,
you've done good on them too.
I have done good. Praying I do well on the one tomorrow.
I'm sure you will. Like I'm 100% confident that you're gonna do well.
Thank you, baby. Prayers.
You're gonna be praying. Yeah.
All right. So thank you all for tuning in to the Message 24 podcast. Please. Please. So this week, our In the DM is adulting
Yep.
and why your 20s can be the hardest decade of your life.
I feel like people are gonna have different opinions about that, but I feel like your 20s, well, as we're in them,
Yeah.
we feel like they're one of the hardest adjusting decades.
Yeah.
So
I would agree. So, what do you think have been some of the struggles that you faced in your 20s? Or like adulting is in your 20s
right.
that you didn't really expect?
So I will first say growing up as a kid, I always had kind of in the back of my head how my life was going to be and how it would pan out. And when I got into adulthood, my adulthood was not what I dreamed of as a kid.
Okay.
Like as soon as I got out. And when I say got out, as soon as I got out of college, that's when I feel like I completely transitioned into adulthood. So I think one of the biggest things that I am facing right now in my 20s is making sure that I'm building out the life that I imagined as a kid. And I say that because as a kid, I was super creative and wanted the most for myself.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that I'm not putting myself in that position, but just being honest, I would like to be a millionaire, right? That's one of my goals. I want my family to be here. I want to be around the people that I love. It's more than just monetary. Really, I want the freedom
That comes with
that comes with it, right? So when you realize that you've gone to school, you've done these things, and how I imagined my life, I don't have that freedom quite yet. And so that's something that I think that's been one of my biggest challenges, just making sure that I'm putting myself in a position to have that freedom.
Yeah.
And freedom from like bills, work.
Woo.
You know, you're going to have to work, and you're going to have, to me, my work will be just impacting others and helping them to grow, whatever it may be. But I want that freedom. So just making sure that what I dreamed of as a kid, that comes true. And it's not just one of those things, well, life happened. Oh, my 20s happened. And I got caught up and I made these life decisions that, just took me all the way off course. So yeah, that's probably one of my biggest challenges.
Well, I think my stuff is a little more lighthearted. Not to say that your stuff is heavy. But I think for me, where I'm at right now, I am doing everything that I said I was going to do. I've always been like a super, super goal oriented person. So like there's literally nothing on my list that I've wanted to do
that you have not
like
done.
career wise for myself that I haven't done.
Right.
So the things that were surprising to me when I became an adult is a few things. My mom did my laundry for me up until it was time for me to go to college.
Right.
So I had to learn how to do my laundry. I did not know how to do laundry.
That's interesting.
She literally did all of our laundry for us. And I now know that it was because she didn't want us to use too much laundry detergent.
Wow.
Because she's a single mom, and those things add up when you have a house of 3 growing girls. Like, you're doing a lot of laundry, and she just didn't want us using a lot of laundry detergent, so she did our laundry for us. She literally had to teach me how to do laundry the night before I went to college. Like, I didn't know how to do laundry. So that's one of the biggest things, like, not one of the biggest things, just interesting things that I didn't know. And something else is like making doctor's appointments. My mama always made my doctor's appointments. So when I got in school and I had to do it myself, I'm calling her like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what I say? What do I do when I get there? Like, she had just done so much for me that I didn't know how to do myself.
Right.
And even with taking medicine, like if I'm sick, I call my mom. I'm like, what medicine do I take? How much? What I'm supposed to take with it? Am I going to overdose? I ask her all of these things, and I'm trying to stop asking her because I'm like, I'm a full grown adult. I'm 25 years old, and I'm calling my mama, asking her how much NyQuil I can take. But it's saying it on the box, but I need to confirm with her that it says that. And something else, growing up, I feel like I've always been an adult. Even when I was a kid, I've been super, super type A, very structured, very, this is what it's going to be, this is what I'm going to do type of person. What are you doing, Kat? Anyway.
Stormy is having one of his days to where he doesn't know if he wants to be good or bad.
He's fighting internally right now.
He's fighting his demons.
He's fighting things. He is. So one of the things that shocked me the most about growing up is that you gotta pay rent on your birthday.
On your birthday.
And my birthday is the first when rent is due. When I was younger, I really didn't know that you had to pay bills on your birthday or you had to pay bills on a holiday. I thought niggas got a rollover or something like, and you didn't have to pay bills. No, I have to pay rent on my birthday. I feel like that is blasphemous. It is not fun. Being an adult has its perks, but overall, I don't know what I would rate it out of 10. What would you give it out of 10?
Versus childhood? I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not about to say what I should say. Childhood was great. I like adulthood better though. Just being honest, like I feel like I can come and go as I want. Like I play about freedom, but at the end of the day, like if I want to stay up till, come on, Stormy. See, I'm being the good. No,
he wanna. For those listening to this audio and not watching this on YouTube, our cat is on the couch. He wants to be in the episode. So if you want to see what our cat looks like, head over to the Mr. 24 YouTube channel.
Yeah, he's shaking and jittering. You gotta sit down.
Come here. You know Papa don't really like you like that. Come here.
I'm the one who let him. You was gonna kick him out.
I was good for good reason too.
Yeah, what was I saying?
So you were saying that you like adulthood better.
I do like adulthood better, and I think it's just the fact that I really don't like being told what to do. Just being 100% honest, and adulthood allows for that to happen. I would also say, because we were just talking about, parents and how they kind of prepared you, and I would say I probably was pretty sheltered. Like my parents did a lot for me as well.
Yeah,
but they also kind of trained me to say, like, when you get an adult, you're going to have to do everything. And so I just kind of, whatever I didn't understand or whatever I didn't know, I just kind of was like, yeah, this is what comes with adulthood. And I don't know, it's kind of weird, but once I became an adult, it's like everything was on me. I think one of the most frustrating things, though, was like bills that I didn't think about. Yeah. Like I knew rent was going to be rent. I knew I was going to have to pay for food and stuff like that. But I think one of the main things that I didn't expect was insurance. And I'm still not having to deal with full insurance, but like, because I'm 25 and I still get the benefits. I mean, I'm 24.
So you're not 25.
I'm under 20. That's what I meant. I'm under 25. So still getting the benefits of being underneath that age to where I can stay on my parents' health insurance. But as far as all these other insurance, like homeowners insurance, renters insurance, car insurance, phone insurance, they got insurance, life insurance,
pet insurance.
Nah, I don't have to pay that. But
pet insurance is,
there's a lot of there's a lot
of insurances.
For sure. So I think that was one of the things that caught me completely off guard.
I think for me, I've always been very well aware of bills. I started paying my own phone bill when I was 16. I started buying all of them. Once I got a job, like I paid my own phone bill. I bought my school clothes. My mama still paid stuff for me, but I recognized that I was the oldest and I had 2 other sisters in the house and I needed to be a little more self-sufficient.
Right.
And even like I bought my first car. I had my car payment was, I think it was like $180 a month, and my car insurance was $240 a month.
Which I'm sure that pissed you off because there again, insurance. Why is insurance double the price of your car?
But I was a first time driver and I had full coverage because I was making payments on my car.
You said $240 a month?
Yeah, and the car payment was $180, right? So a lot of money, very, very, very much expensive. On top of, I think at the time my phone bill was like $113 or something like that a month. And this is as a college student, I'm paying all of that.
Yeah, you was going through it. I cannot say the same thing. I was definitely blessed for sure. I had my car insurance paid for. My grandpa gave me my first car. What else? Health insurance I was good on. I didn't have to pay for anything until like I think it was like my sophomore, junior year in college.
Very blessed.
As far as like phone bill, like gas.
Yeah.
My parents really, I can say that they for sure looked out on that because they didn't want me to be stressed.
Yeah.
With having to deal with that. So the fact that you were able to manage all of that and handle all of that.
I don't know how.
In school.
I literally don't know how I did it. Yeah. By the grace and mercy. Because I really have no idea how I did it, because I think at the time, I'm sure I had a job. You know what? I was a waitress. And I got paid to do research on campus. That is how I afforded to do those things, is what I did. So 2 jobs, bills, I'm taking 21 credit hours, doing a million different things on campus. I really don't know how I'm able to function.
See, but you've been a dog though. That's what I like.
That's why my name is Big Dog on everything. That's me. That's me.
For sure.
They know. Like, as I want to cry because I got to stay up tonight studying. But it's cool. You feel me? It's okay. All right, so
I'll be up with you tonight though.
For real? Yeah. You promise?
No, I started a lot of stuff late today. I started my day late today.
I really wish I could have some caffeine, but I can't. So,
let me tell you something. I need to be sponsored by 5 Hour Energy because
I ain't never seen you do.
This is the college days. There's a lot of things that you haven't seen me.
Yeah,
me do,
I ain't.
5 Hour Energy. I'm not even gonna hold you. I took it one or like a few nights in college, and when I tell you, I was like kind of jittery, but was like in a mode where I was not going to sleep. Like I was just on go all through the night, like studying hard as shit, like just on some other stuff. So caffeine, it will do the job, but you got to be careful with it. I don't know how healthy
it's not healthy. I've never had a 5-hour energy. I used to take Red Bulls and I used to be a waitress and I'd be pulling 12-hour shifts. But in college, one thing about me, if I ain't got it by like 12 o'clock, I'm going to sleep. I don't care. I'm not taking a Red Bull. I'm not drinking a 5-hour energy. I'm not drinking coffee. Now I can't even have caffeine, period. So I'm just stuck. That reminds me, one of my professors in undergrad, he's a veterinarian, and he went to school in India, and he was saying that when he was studying, he would be so sleepy that every time he would fall asleep and he would wake up, he would get a brick and take it outside, and that's what would keep him up. And he would just be up all night constantly studying. And when he was telling me that, I was thinking to myself, like, man, vet school ain't that hard. Like, what did you doing? And now that I'm here, I'm like, damn, maybe I need to be taking a brick outside and getting myself together. But you're right here, I'm gonna go to sleep. So I think I'm gonna just make some white hot chocolate. That ain't no caffeine, but I'm gonna tell my brain it's caffeine. So maybe I think it's caffeine.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into our send or delete segment. And this send or delete segment, we will be breaking down why adulting is so hard, why a lot of us think it is ghetto, and a lot of us don't want to do it. Okay? So, number one, adulting can be hard because you are having to juggle so many different things at once, right?
Yep.
Many of us are trying to establish who we are, figuring out who we want to be. We're defining ourselves for ourselves. Some of us are graduating college, getting into our career fields, getting into a career field, realizing you don't really like it, having to go back to the drawing board and figure out what you like. There are those of us who didn't go to college, and that's fine. Still trying to figure out what career path is for you.
Yep.
It's so many things, but the number one part of adulting being so hard is because you were trying to figure so many things out at once. So
I would agree. And as you mentioned, like, you want to jump to the next one, or
no, go ahead, baby.
That's what I was gonna say.
The next one, you anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna jump into the next one. But as you're facing all these different things, you know, you gotta have money. Like, one thing that you do need is either money to survive, at least to cover your needs, to cover some of the things that you actually want to do too. So, you know, you can get stressed with trying to make ends meet, or trying to figure out how you're going to pay for certain things that you want to do with your life. So that's a big one too. And believe it or not, your career, the decisions that you make, all this stuff begins to weigh in. Yes. And it contributes directly to how much you're able to make, your mindset. A lot of things that you've done previously is now beginning to contribute to the lifestyle that you have. Yes. Unless you had a lot of hand-me-downs, or you were were given a bunch, or
you grew up with a silver spoon.
Yeah. So there's some benefits that you have with that. But for those who haven't had that, then
like most of us,
they're faced with struggles, financial struggles.
Which is why partly I really disagree when people say that money cannot buy you happiness, because money, now I'm not going to say money is going to keep you feeling loved and wanted at night, because it is not. But when you are poor and when you don't have money, it is so depressing, right?
It can be. There are some let me say this.
I'm gonna look into this camera right now, because I have been broke. That shit is not fun, right? But having money gives you access to a lot of different things. Money gives you access to, okay, am I depressed? I can afford to go see a therapist. Do I need a change of scenery? I can afford to take a trip and go somewhere. Mm-hmm. Do I miss my family? I can afford for my family to come to see me. I can go see my family. Like, I'm not saying it should be the root of your happiness, because it can be taken away very quickly. But the access that money can give you to opportunities and things that can make you happy, like, it's real. Like, I agree and I partly disagree, but I mostly disagree with the fact that they say money cannot buy you happiness, because that access that comes with money can make you happy.
Yeah, and I'm not saying money can't buy you happiness. I'm just saying that there are many that are completely broke, but are some of the happiest people. So it goes either way. Like some people are okay with what we may say is poverty or broke. They've been in that system for so long that they have found happiness within. And I think that's important either way, to be able to find happiness with, like, some people just aren't driven. I don't know. It's some people, like, if you gave somebody even the opportunity, I don't know why this group chat is going crazy right now, but if you gave somebody the opportunity to do some of these crazy things, some people actually would not take it. Okay, so if somebody gives you $1 million, of course somebody's going to take that. Yeah. But some of these opportunities and some of these things, some people are completely comfortable with not stepping out of their comfort zone.
And that's okay.
Right.
I get it. But then there are some people who, they don't really have a choice but to just sit in what it is.
I disagree.
Well, we've always kind of disagreed on that.
I guess why do you say that? And I'm heavy on make it happen by any means necessary, and I don't know if a lot of people that takes a transition of mind and a lot of background, a lot of people telling you that. So, and I mean, it's also resources. It's also availability. We often tell people they need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. They need to do this. They need to do that. But there are those who were never given a pair of boots to begin with. So it's very easy for those of us who, and even me, I didn't grow up with a lot of money, but I still think that I had bootstraps to pull myself up with. But there are some people who didn't even have that. So who am I to look at somebody and say, you need to change your mindset. You need to do this. You need to do that. I was already more fortunate than you. Not saying you need to do that. I'm not saying that you need to do that. I'm saying, I wonder, and maybe it's a question, maybe more than a demand. Is there do they have a desire to get out of that situation? I'm sure many people do. Do they have a strong enough desire to, are you saying that they have that desire but they don't have a resource at all? They don't have any resources to be able to look into something else, like just visually see something else? I think we have to look at it as like a holistic view. There are different circumstances for everybody. And I don't think it's to say that, I'm trying to think of the way I want to word this, and also my thought kind of left my head, so I'm trying to see if it's going to come back to me. Okay. But I think we have to look at things situationally. Everybody's different. And also, if pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and becoming successful was easy, everybody would do it. It's not easy. Not saying it's easy. No, I know. I recognize that. I'm just saying, but it's not easy for everybody. Not what I was able to do might not work for everybody else because my circumstances are different. Like, I can't tell somebody that has a kid to do everything that I did because it's not going to work for them because they have a kid. So I think everything is situational. I would agree. And a lot of even like the mindset that we're talking about with people wanting to do things and wanting to have something different. If you've never seen somebody do it, you don't really know that it can even be done. So even if somebody comes and tells you, I have this opportunity for you, if you've never seen anybody else do it, it's like, damn, can I really do it? And I resonate with that because that's what it was with me in vet school. Like, I didn't know nobody that looked like me. So even though I knew I could apply to vet school, it's like, damn, do I want to? Because I don't know nobody that looked like me. So can I really do it? Right. That sort of thing. I don't like to make excuses for people and people's situations, but I do recognize and understand that everybody's circumstances are different. And again, if it was as simple as like just changing the way that you were thinking, everybody could do it, but it's not that simple. It's changing your mindset. It's having access to resources. It's having access to people to motivate you. It's believing in yourself. It's deconstructing whatever in your mind has made you feel like where you're at right now is what you deserve and you're never going to be able to be bigger than this. Like, it's so much. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a lot. and I'm still in that phase of breaking some of the things. Like I this year I finally met the first millionaire. I had never talked to a millionaire before. So I'm in that phase too of thinking, is this even possible?
Yeah.
So I totally agree with you on that. And I'm not saying that it is easy by any means.
No.
I just hope for those who want something different to at least look into it. You may not be able to deconstruct and have, you know, that could take 100 years and you'd be passed away by then. But if it is something that a person wants, I think at least looking into it, trying to, you know, see if they can take, at least try. Maybe not, they may fail. Cool, they fail. But at least, you know, take that next step. That's my hope for people. But, you know, like you said, there's a million different things that you're battling with yourself. There's things, there's safety. Yeah. Safety and the people that you're around. You know, somebody may not even want you to get out of your situation. Yes. So there's a bunch of different barriers that are there that I know that are there. So, but yeah, that's an interesting.
It is. I just have a soft spot for people who grew up in like low income households. I have a really soft spot. And even though I kind of grew up in a somewhat similar situation, I recognize the privilege that I now have with, you know, where I'm at in my life, but I don't forget like where I came from and what I've seen. So I really have a super, super soft spot for that.
And I do too. I have been privileged. I think my soft spot comes from a push. Like I want better for them. Yeah. Like I want them to be better. Now how that looks, and that's why I do a lot of the stuff that I do anyways. Yeah. Like growth. But yeah, I hate that. I hate that people are in some of those situations. I hate a lot of that. It's a messed up system.
It is. All right, and more lightheartedness. The second reason why adulting can be hard is because of relationships. Yeah. Whether they are like, do you hear him?
Do you hear the sirens?
I can hear the sirens. I don't know if they can hear the sirens, but I definitely can hear the sirens. So like I was saying, relationships can be a huge part of why adulting gets hard, whether these are romantic relationships, platonic relationships, family. All of this can be really, really difficult. I think as you get older, you may have to put boundaries in place with your family. That can be uncomfortable. That can be really hard to do. Yeah. Romantic wise, you might still be figuring out, do I want a relationship? If so, what type of relationship do I want? What do I like? What do I not like? What do I want to compromise on? What are my non-negotiables?
And if you don't have a relationship handled and settled, let's just throw out a number. By 25, people are looking at you like either you're choosing, you know, a different way to go than the norm, or they're like, something's wrong with you because you don't have a significant other. It's crazy.
Oh, yes. And for women, they also decrease your value. Like if a man is 25 and he doesn't have a partner, he's kind of like a bachelor or whatever. But a woman, it's kind of like, what's wrong with you? Why you ain't got no man? They always assume that it's something wrong with the woman, but maybe I just want to be single, or maybe I just haven't met somebody that meets my standards. So many different factors that go into why relationships can make adulting hard, for sure. So next is
career. Yeah. So it's like in your 20s, you're expected to have it all figured out, like we said. And one of the main like advertisements that I see, a lot of things that were expected of us once we graduated high school is to go to college. Yep. So that you can get a career. I see so many advertisements are start your career this way, start your career that way. Yeah. And you may not even know what it is that you want to do for the next couple of years, and that's okay.
It
but
is.
literally in your 20s, you have to kind of figure that out, and society pushes that you need to have a career. And one of the things that I find interesting is that, and I'll just say this to people who are kind of still trying to figure things out. A career for some people is totally different from what society thinks is a career.
Yes.
And there are a lot of people getting a lot of money doing things that are not the typical career, and it's
they're
crazy.
non-conventional.
I think studies show, and I need to back this up. Mama's calling me. I have to call her back. But studies have shown that a lot more people want to become like YouTubers and influencers, and the amount of the money that you can make as a YouTuber or influencer is very nice. And although it's advertised, it's completely passive. It's not. There's a lot of work that is involved.
Yeah.
with it. But if you were to say that to some people, people would say that is not a career path, and that is changing.
It is
as we speak. I think one of the richest YouTubers was like a 8 or 9 year old.
Yes.
He was doing like gaming or something, toys, whatever it was. But career looks different for everyone. So
it does.
I think it's cool. I honestly think it's cool, and it's challenging businesses. It's challenging some of the older generations to begin looking at things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
The like partnerships that have been taking place.
Yep.
A lot of opportunities that you can receive now. It looks totally opportunity may not be working a 9 to 5. It could be something totally different.
Yeah.
Going on tour, like whatever it could be. So
yeah.
Career looks different for everybody.
I love to see people creating their own lanes and doing their own things. I think it just, to me, I kind of wonder what the implications of this will be 20, 25 years from now. If everybody wants to be an influencer, does anybody want to be a lawyer, a teacher, a doctor? Like, are people going to be in these career fields? But also what I have been seeing is that people who are in these career fields also are content creators, but content creation is not their full-time thing. But then there are some people who have these career paths. Like I follow a lawyer and she no longer practices. She does content creation full-time because she makes more money doing content creation than she ever did being a lawyer, which is crazy.
But that's why I love it. And as you mentioned, I'm one of those people who I enjoy engineering. I enjoy engineering work. But would I rather be a content creator versus just doing straight engineering work? For sure. That's why I'm creating both lanes, because I enjoy like us talking and just talking our shit.
Really? On our
like
shit.
It's a little different when you're doing work for engineering. Like it's just two different paths. And content creation kind of allows you to be yourself completely. Like,
it does.
No filter.
You are your own brand.
Right. So I think there's benefits to both. Like I love the work. I'm beginning to love the work that I do in the engineering realm, but I also enjoy the content creation side of things, helping. Like I feel like, and also another thing with balancing both, I just feel like I'm making a bigger impact as an influencer versus
just doing engineering stuff
as an engineer. Yeah, because the interaction. So I'm interacting with probably, I would say 10 to 15 people in a week span. I put I put my content out to the world, and let's say it only gets 400 views. Well, I'm putting out, that's 400 views on Instagram. Let's say I'm getting 100 views on YouTube and 200 on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's now like 600, 700 views, and I'm doing that daily.
Yeah.
It's a
wide reach.
It's a crazy reach. So I think that's the cool thing too about it. Like you can really impact and really speak to more people on an authentic level. So
Yeah, I agree. So we can do one more send or delete because we've been talking for a minute. So I think
more.
I think I think the next send or delete that we'll do, the last one will be maintaining your health is another huge part of why adulting is so hard. Maintaining your mental health.
My scrotum.
The scrotum? Did you say something about the scrotum?
Yeah, my scrotum is hurting me.
How do you even know that term? Who taught you that?
Yeah.
Who taught you that? Where did you learn the word scrotum from?
I don't know.
Do you know what a scrotum is?
No.
Are you for real?
Not you to say, are you fucking kidding me?
Be for real. You know what a scrotum is?
Is it your butt? Is it your balls? I don't know.
You're getting closer. You have one. I don't. So.
This?
Oh, boy. For those listening, I asked him what a scrotum is, and he pointed to his Adam's apple. We're just gonna keep it pushing.
Okay.
I don't want to embarrass you. Let's just keep on.
You didn't have to do me like that.
You did yourself like that. You brought up a scrotum.
Leaves Tarzan on me.
They're trying to get you to just stop talking. They hooked on you. They in your hoodie, baby. Lord. So you're maintaining your physical health, maintaining your mental health. Many of us, if you're older than 25, you no longer on your parents' insurance. Now you have to pay for your own insurance, which, mind you, is expensive as hell. Okay? Health insurance is expensive.
I think you got to be older than 25. So
I think it's 26.
So you got.
I think it's 26. I don't know.
So you have to be 26 to get off. So I thought I was done after this year. I got
they can kick you off if they wanted to. They're not, but they could.
I would hope they don't, but
I would hope not too.
It don't sound like it. That's mean right there.
I'm just saying, health insurance is expensive. Most times it does not include dental insurance or vision insurance. So now you got to bundle all three of them together. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of people who have health issues and they just kind of suffer in silence because they cannot afford to go to the doctor. And that shit is very, very sad. So that is another huge part of why adulting is hard. And then, like I was saying before, like you got to make your own doctor's appointments. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. I'm good with it now.
Hold you though. I would agree. Like setting up a doctor's appointment seems kind of easy, but you got your passwords. Like I would Novant, and I mean, sometimes the setup and making sure you got all your ducks in a row.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Policy numbers.
And you got to advocate for yourself. It ain't your parent there to be like, well, this is what's wrong. You got to be able to tell them what's wrong. And if it's something uncomfortable, you still have to tell them what's wrong with you. So that's one of the things. And I think a lot of us get so busy that we forget that you're supposed to go to the doctor regularly.
To get a checkup.
To get a physical. If something's wrong with you, if you've been having a pain somewhere and it's persistent, you should go to the doctor. Mm-hmm. You should see someone. Also, we also get so busy. I think a lot of us, well, not me because I cook. And that's not to say I'm better than anybody. Or, I don't know.
That was rude.
You don't know what I'm about to say. A lot of us don't eat right. We get so busy, you just grab something, you just grab takeout. I don't do that. That's why I'm saying I cook. I don't. Even when I do grab takeout, it's like halal food. It's nothing crazy. Halal. So that's really easy. If you've worked for 10 hours, it's so easy to just go to Chick-fil-A or Zaxby's and just get something and go home and go to sleep, which I sympathize with and I get, because who want to come home and cook after working for 10 hours? I get it.
And I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this one. But you do that. So you eat out. You're so busy. You eat out. Cool. Now it's weekend time. What's it time to do? Go drink and smoke. So you
smoking
mix
that weed. Have you heard that song by Smokey Robinson? Drinking that wine.
I think so.
Smoking that smoke. That's what that made me think of, because why did he make that song? Drinking that drink. Smoking that dope.
Yeah, but that's going I guess double your health issues if you continue to do that weekend
Get
on
money
weekend.
guts,
Yeah.
which
You said bubble guts.
I said get money guts, which I'm not fat shaming anybody, but when you, not a but, that's a period, not fat shaming. However, when you eat out constantly during the week and then you go eat out on the weekends and then you're drinking and you smoking hookah, those are going to have negative impacts on your health, whether you see it now or you see it a year down the road.
It could. It may not for some. Some people have crazy genes. Like, they just be destroying themselves and don't nothing happen. Some people got like that.
My thing is, people think all that drinking ain't going to catch up. Baby, that liver,
Yeah.
your liver, you need to drink some water.
It affects a lot.
Please drink some water.
Yeah. Health is huge in your 20s, but that's normally the time where
People don't
go
think about that.
all in.
Yeah. You ain't thinking about your liver in your 20s. And I mean, sometimes I get it. Like, if you want to go out, you just want to get, fucked up.
College is that lifestyle. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like there's a time for it.
I agree.
It's still wrong. I still think it's wrong, but it is a time. I mean, that's the time to do it. Like,
I'm gonna say something else. It be a lot of people that are our age and they alcoholics and they don't realize that they alcoholics. Okay? Because if every time you drink, you getting blacked out drunk and you doing this multiple times a week, you might be an alcoholic.
I would agree.
And a lot of people think, like, I feel like they hide it under the guise of like, I'm just young and I'm having fun, which is cool. But you black out drunk 4 times a week. You might want to talk to somebody. That's all I'm saying. I have seen a lot of people like in college really be full live alcoholics.
Do you think? Because
and after college,
some people I know, like, to do anything, they got to either drink or smoke. Like, to go to a function, they got to drink or smoke. Do you think at that point? I guess. Well, we're not specialists with this, so we can't really.
No, we're definitely not specialists. To be clear,
really judge. I'm not even gonna ask that question because I feel like I haven't done enough research and I can't even speak on that, so I'm not even gonna ask that question.
Well, I feel like when I was in college, of course, I would do that before I go to a function. Like I wasn't going to a function every day though, and as a real adult now, I don't feel the need to like pregame before everything. I feel like in college you pregamed before you did anything, typical. But that was typical. But now that we're not in college anymore, I don't really feel the need to pregame before. I like during homecoming we was pregame before we went to class. You know what I'm saying? Like just stupid stuff. So anyway,
I think there's a time for it.
What a time. So we will go ahead and jump right into our help centaur, and our help centaur for this week.
They don't want to hear that.
They want to hear it.
You ruined it. You ruined it. It's ruined.
Cut the cameras. That is.
It's ruined. It is ruined.
I would like to get through this episode. So our help center for this week, we will be providing you all with some tips that we found to help you navigate the adulting blues, right? And Coach James, I will let you take the first one. This is right up your alley.
For sure. So first, you definitely have to get organized with your money. Very, very important. Of course, I am a budget coach, but it's just important to understand, what are some of the things that you want to do with your money, whether it's saving up for a home, whether it is paying off debt, whether it is taking, trips and just beginning to invest, whatever it may be. You want to get organized with that. And it really starts with mapping out a plan. Also taking a look at where you're spending your money. I was talking to some people here recently, and they said they don't even look at their bank account. Like on a monthly, they just swipe.
They got money.
And I guess they got money or they don't know. So yeah, just being aware of your spending, being aware of what you're doing to increase your income, because we can talk about cutting expenses all day, but I'm starting to believe in that a lot less. I believe more in building skills to make more bread. So just being aware of those things, so that you are not you're in a better situation in your 20s and in your 30s. It pretty much is planning for the future.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything? I think you had some good stuff on this outline. So
in the interest of time, I think you did a wonderful job. Even if we weren't in the interest of time, I still think you did a wonderful job, baby.
Interest of time. Well, I appreciate it.
So next, a really good tip is to find a good support system when you are an adult. Mm-hmm. If you have friends, clearly outline what you need from your friends, what your friends need from you. Talk to a therapist. I am a strong believer that everyone should talk to a therapist. Therapists have therapists, so everyone should talk to somebody. And you do not only need to talk to a therapist if something is wrong. You can talk to a therapist when things are going good in your life. This is something I just recently learned. You don't have to have something terrible, awful going on with your therapist to still talk to a therapist. They are there to help you navigate through both good and bad times. Mm-hmm. And to give you the tools to navigate through both, because when you are a pessimist, it can be hard to even enjoy the good times. So definitely find a good support system. Hopefully you have a good relationship with your family. If you don't, your friends are the family that you get to pick. And as long as you've outlined what you need from your friends, what your friends need from you, and you all are able to meet them, then you should have a pretty solid support system.
So I would agree.
Yeah, that's all I have for finding a good support system in the interest of time.
Cool. So another thing that you can do is get enough sleep.
Well, you wanted to talk. That's the pot calling the kettle black. You've been doing good lately, though.
No, that you put this for me to say, so that's why I was going to go into that. So I do as I say, not as I do.
Amen.
We don't need a choir in the background. Amen. You ruined it.
Amen.
I'm about to sing like I was singing yesterday.
I will walk off. Okay. So let's just keep it cute.
Yes. So sleep is very, very important, but I am struggling with this one. So as we're giving you tips, we're also trying to practice what we preach. Mm-hmm. Sleep is important because if you don't have enough of it, you can begin to stress yourself out the following day. And so some of the decisions that you make, some of the rationale that you have, some of the kind of just frustration that you have, is it could be a result from you not getting enough sleep.
Yeah.
So got to make sure you get enough sleep. I've been trying to get like seven or so hours, 7+, and I've been doing really good. But if you are driven, and let's just say you're driven, or you have kids, or you are just having a good time in life, partying, enjoying life, or you're a student and studying and just having all these crazy demands, you have to take a step back.
Oh, yeah.
And I think one major key is to, and you're a better planner than I am, but I'm slowly catching you. I'm on that ass.
You think so?
Yes, but you got to start planning out your hours.
Well, I don't do that.
Every hour in your day. It's important. Okay, yes, you kind of do, though.
I don't feel like I do. I really don't feel like I do.
You actually...
While I do have a full day every day on my planner.
You do have timers going off every hour.
Well, because I need timers to remind me to do... Mind your business. Mind your business. That don't got nothing to do with you. Mind your business. That's your problem.
I be in here at work.
You in grown folks' business. I'm a dog. I need a timer.
Yeah, so as she would agree.
I don't agree.
Try to plan out your days, whether it be a list of tasks that you would like to complete for that day, or if you would like to separate it by hour, because...
You're funny. You're really funny too. Okay. I like it.
However you want to do it, yes, plan out your day, because sleep is very important. And last week was one of my most productive weeks ever. And you want to know why? I literally planned out well, not every hour, but the majority of my hours. And I took a second. If you want to get more sleep, here's another tip. Cut off your phone.
Yes.
Put it on D&D and set it in a room where you are not going to be, and just get busy. Now, this is not feasible for people who are always answering the phone, and that's kind of their lifestyle. You have kids and you just got to pick up the phone right then and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, cut that phone off, delete social media. If you want to really get in your bag.
If you want to see your moves.
If you want to see
your bag. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so get some sleep. I say all that to say get some sleep. Get some rest.
One thing about me, I'm gonna go to sleep. Because even I'm talking about I'm about to be up super late, I ain't gonna be up too much past 11:30. That's just me though. So next,
I gotta follow you.
We gonna see. Next, another tip for navigating adulting is getting clothing staples. This is something that I'm working on now. I have learned to stay away from fast fashion. These are things that come in trends and they go away, and then you bought a closet full of things that were trendy and they're no longer trendy and you don't have anything to wear. So when I say staple clothing, I mean getting pieces that can be worn with multiple outfits. So like a solid pair of jeans, you know, your basics, of course, like, you know, your undershirts, t-shirts, whatever. Jackets, nice jackets that you can wear multiple times with different things. So that way, when it's time for you to go somewhere, you aren't scrambling and looking for something to wear. So having staple pieces is really, really important. And some examples of key staples, like I was already saying before, are jeans, blazers, crew necks, t-shirts, v-neck sweaters, pumps, if you're a woman, you know, loafers, or whoever, if you want to wear pumps, if you want to wear loafers, do your thing. That's your thing. Black dresses, things like that are staple pieces, because you can take a black dress and you can wear it 30 different ways. You can take a pair of black pumps, you can wear it 50 different ways. Jeans, it's endless. So having staple pieces is one of those ways to avoid, like I was saying before, going somewhere and not having anything to wear. And when you're buying staple pieces, you want something that's really going to last. So that's why I say stay away from fast fashion. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stay away from Shein real bad, because that is fast fashion. The clothes are cheap. They don't last.
Is it durable though? That's what I say. Is it durable?
You know, some of the pieces I have from Shein are pretty durable. Now I have bought some stuff that's kind of been like, all right, whatever. But I've had some things that I've had from Shein for like 2 years and they're still holding strong. But it's kind of hit or miss with that. Okay. So it's better to just go to a more, I'm not going to even say Shein is reputable, because they are, but somewhere where your pieces are going to be more durable. You're going to get more bang for your buck. They're going to last longer. You can use them. You can wear them a bunch of times. It's not going to shrink and disintegrate the first time that you wash it.
Yeah, and I think my challenge with that is I be trying to go cheap, but cheap is normally never...
You get what you pay for.
Yeah, you literally get what you pay for. So for the fellas, I have noticed that like Nike is a bit pricey, but their like stuff lasts for a very, very long time.
Oh yeah.
I got Polo lasts crazy. Like I'm talking 6-7 years. I've been wearing the same polos for a minute now. Also Dickies, boy, them Dickies, they go crazy too.
I love a good Dickie.
Yeah, so whatever brand it is, it don't gotta be none the fashion, kind of like the fashion stuff. ASOS is normally pretty good. Like most of their stuff doesn't shrink, but it just depends on what type of style you're going for. But yeah, pay a little bit extra, but that for things that are going to last. Yeah, as you know, that it's going to last.
That's what I'm doing now with sneakers, like shoes. I pay a little bit for them, but I know they're going to last me. They're solid investments that I'm making in myself.
Yeah, no sneakers. Sneaker fashion. If you get a pair of Jordans, you probably good. Not even gonna hold you, but there's some things that like I just feel like the dunks, like
they get dirty. You gotta buy a new pair.
Yeah, but some stuff is gonna get dirty, or some stuff is just trendy. Like dunks, just are now trending.
Oh no, baby, we wasn't trending. we was wearing dunks in elementary.
Dunks?
There's a whole.
Well, they've been brought back.
There's a whole song, "Stomping in my Air Force One."
I'm not. That's Air Force One.
That's dunks are Air Force Ones.
They are, but they're not. Dunks have literally brought their own.
I mean,
That's why they're called dunks. They're not called Air Force Ones. It's like a trend.
But they have been that though. Like everybody.
So you was wearing dunks in elementary school? No, you weren't.
Yes, everybody had a pair of dunks.
Everyone had a pair of Air Force Ones.
The white. Anyway, what I'm saying
You
is,
did not have a pair of dunks.
I had a white pair. Yes, I did.
You had a pair of hyper dunks.
You getting too crazy with the names now. I'm not a sneakerhead. What I'm saying is, it's not new. Now,
Air
all of the
Force
different
Ones
colored
are not new.
ones and different stuff like that, it's cool.
That's-
And I'm not
that's
gonna
true.
hate because I got a pair. I got the classics,
They're
and I got
tough.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I got the ones that also came out in '82. They just got re-released. So you feel me? Whatever. I think I'm not really a sneakerhead, but that's what it say on my shoe.
And
It's
they're
82
tough.
to 22.
It's just a trend that you have to be aware that could go away in the next
Honestly,
years.
I don't really think so. But like a good pair of like solid Air Force Ones go with anything.
Yeah.
I can literally wear them with anything and it'll go. Like it's gonna bang every time.
Why
So
you can't? Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But
What do you think about? What do you think about?
what do you
this?
mean by that?
What do you mean by that? No. What do you think about this? People that wear black Air Force Ones. I feel like this is very controversial.
It ain't controversial because everybody know if you see a nigga with black Air Force Ones, you need to run because he finna rob you. Run. Because why are you? I've been seeing videos of people working out Air Force Ones and Planet Fitness. I would never come behind and use any machine after you. I'm scared of you. If you wear black Air Force Ones, you terrify me. So no.
All right, we gotta cut. All right, and then the last thing is exercise. I feel like exercise is so important to me. Like,
Oh yeah.
that's how I literally cannot function if I don't go running, jogging, exercising, lifting, doing something. So try to incorporate exercise into your daily lives, I guess. The reason being because it gets those fluids, juices moving, running. I don't know. It gets things. It gets your mind. It helps with your mind too.
It does.
So yeah, make sure you get at least 30 minutes to an hour of exercise in each day.
It's good for your physical health. It's good for your mental health. There's passive exercises you can do, things you can do while you're sitting at your desk, things you're doing like when you're watching TV. Lots of things that you can do because there are going to be some days where you don't make it to the gym, and that's okay, but you can still do little things around the house.
And it's my kind of getaway as far as whatever I have going on. Not maybe getaway, but just kind of relieve some stress.
Yeah. It's definitely a stress reliever.
Allows you to take a step back from whatever you have going on and just to improve, and work on yourself. Also, if you want to look better, or maybe I'm not saying
feel better too.
Feel better. If you want to, improve your abs, your arms, whatever you feel like you may think is not the most appealing.
Yeah.
You can work on it at the gym. Like, I feel like that's important. Like, you want to feel sexy, so to say. And so that's another way.
I think I've been working out. I'm very comfortable with my body and I like my body type. I like how it look. There's things I want to tone up. Sure. The working out for me has been more just how I feel. I have more energy. I'm not winded. Like I like the way it makes me feel when I work out. So I do it more so for like the internal benefits versus because the outside gonna look good. It's gonna look good. It could look better with the gym, if whatever. But that's like my sole focus is that it's just being healthy and making sure I'm active is like my biggest thing with going to the gym.
That makes sense. Are you going to go to the gym today?
Oh no, not tonight. It won't see me. I've been doing real good. I think I've been going to the gym consistently for like 3 or 4 weeks with you now. I've been going twice a week for 3 or 4 weeks. Is it going to happen this week? Realistically, No, because I'm studying. I should have maximized my time and done it earlier in the day instead of trying to do it at night. Because normally at night it works, but it ain't working this week for me. But I had been doing passive things around the house. So I'm still doing a little something. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying. All right, so we are going to go ahead and wrap up this episode because we have things to do, just like you have things to do. So I wanted to leave out with this episode by inviting each of you to 24 first dates.
Yes.
This is our digital podcast live show that we have worked really, really hard to produce with Moment. Our tickets are on sale now. The link will be in the description of this episode. If you enjoy us, if you support the Message 24 brand, if you like us, if you enjoy hearing us, you like the content, go ahead and hit the link that is in the description of this episode, or it'll be in the YouTube description. You also can hit the link in our bio in the Message 24 Pod Instagram. Go ahead and grab those tickets. The live show will take place December 4th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's gonna be a fun night.
Yes, I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be a good night. And not even a good night. It's going to be a great night.
It will be.
And some interesting topics too. So
it will. We definitely are going to have a brand new segment.
Yes.
And we also are going to have an exclusive close friends feature that we will be announcing later on.
Yep.
So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a good time. And it's one of those things where you can watch it with your significant other because it's 24 first dates. It's a date night in the house. You can watch it with your significant other. You can watch it by yourself. You can watch it with your homegirl. It's going to be kiki. Like, it'll be fun.
It's going to be really good.
What you get on a regular episode, it will be that, but it will be amplified.
For sure. And you cannot forget about the after party. Because
we do have an after party.
That is going to be for those who really, really love us.
Yes.
You can join us on the after party, and we're going to have some special things for you all. So
yes, after party will be fun. You'll get to really interact with us a lot more. You can talk to us. You can ask us questions. It'll be fun. So like I said before, that link will be in the description of this episode. So go ahead and get your ticket today.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, it's Wednesday. It's almost Friday. So you're almost there. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see you all right back here next Wednesday.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Message 24 podcast.
If you enjoy this episode and want to see our faces, be sure to head over to the Message 24 Pod YouTube channel and subscribe. And you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. See you next week.